Hi, hello friends, welcome back to Night Court Narrative. I am Elvish. I hope that you guys are doing fantastic. I do want to give a small disclaimer. I am having mic issues, I am having camera issues, I am having so many issues, and I would just love to jump out of my studio window, but I can't do that. So today I am discussing Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. Now I understand Colleen Hoover is a very hit or miss author. You either absolutely love her or you absolutely hate her. There is no in between. However, with me personally, I'm sorry, I like Colleen Hoover. Sorry. I know it's so cringe, and a lot of people who read Colleen Hoover, I've seen on TikTok, if someone comes across someone's page and they read Colleen Hoover, they're like, oh my god, I can't trust you. Okay, bye. Goodbye. I am also going to give another small disclaimer. Because of all of my technological issues, I have recorded this video at least upwards of 8 times, and I probably am not going to remember half of what I was talking about before, nor am I going to remember any of the characters' names. So I do really greatly appreciate patience. Regretting You was absolutely phenomenal. I actually ended up giving this book a 5-star rating. I really loved the characters, I loved the plot, I loved the writing, I loved literally every aspect of this book. This book was phenomenal. Now, in this book, we do follow 2 different relationships. We follow the mom and the sister's husband, and we also follow the daughter and her boyfriend, which in the book, I mean, I guess this is the biggest spoiler, but this is also what the book is about. The husband and the sister are having an affair with one another, so they end up going on this little getaway with one another, and they get in a car wreck and they both eat themselves. So dad and sister are no longer a part of the picture. So everyone is here grieving alone and grieving on their own terms. The mother is obviously taking it super hard, and obviously I think his name is Jonah, which is the sister's husband. Jonah and the mom, I believe Morgan. Oh, I do apologize. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Morgan, yes. Okay. So Jonah and Morgan, they were originally supposed to be lovers, but as I said in the book several times, they do believe that they picked the wrong person to start off with. And so it's really nice to get to see the whole like forbidden romance aspect, because obviously, you know, even though like they're both widows, so seeing them come together and form a relationship, especially behind their daughter's back, well, her daughter's back, excuse me, it was really nice getting to see all that. The daughter as well is very teenage angst. However, she did just lose her father, and she does feel that everyone is keeping secrets from her, so she does kind of have this little falling out with reality, and she starts really acting out, and she starts doing everything she can, in my opinion, to really get noticed by her mom, because she doesn't really feel like her mom sees her as a person. She felt like her dad was the only one that saw her, so she does act out a lot to get her mom's attention, and in the long run it turns out into this like big explosion, which I really loved. I actually saw them. I loved this book so much, I saw the movie that same night and I loved it. I mean, I gave the movie, if I have to rate the movie, I'd give the movie like a 3.5 out of 5. It was not that great, and they skipped the main blow up scene at the end. It wasn't a part of the movie, and I really hated that. But in the book, she ends up getting overly drunk at a graveyard, and the mom ends up finding her, and the mom basically is like, what the fuck is happening? Like, who are you? Why are you doing all this? Where is my daughter? And the daughter finally blows the absolute fuck up and completely lets into her mom and basically says, this is why I believe you don't love me. This is what's happening. This is who I am as a person. This is who I see you as. We're never going to change because of XYZ. And waking up the next morning, you know, the mom finally has a sense of, okay, this is where my daughter is at in her head. I now need to change myself to better our relationship because I see that I have been some of the issue. And it was a really, really good coming together moment. It was really nice seeing them get to learn one another again, especially after the hardship of losing a father and a husband. It was very nice. I also do want to say too, I really do think that Colleen Hoover did this so phenomenally well. I did unfortunately lose my father about 10 years ago. I lost him when I was 21. And when I come across parent loss in books, I really truly believe they aren't done very well. You can definitely see the authors that have lost someone in their life versus the ones that are doing it just to get a quick read from someone. And I never relate to those books, because when you lose someone in your life, whether they are a dear person to you or not, because I know relationships, like some people don't have relationships with parents and siblings and stuff like that, but whenever you do lose someone, you don't realize how much that actually takes a toll on your entire being. And having those authors basically sugarcoat everything and do what they would assume would be the aftermath of losing someone, it just doesn't feel genuine and it just doesn't feel realistic. But I do think Colleen Hoover did such a phenomenal job. She did so well with making sure that everything that you felt was definitely displayed throughout the book. We have the seven steps of grief, or whatever they're called, you know, the denial, we have the acceptance, we have the fear, we have everything laid out, displayed in such a very well coerced way. I don't know if that makes sense, but I do truly think that she did such a great job. And I do think that unfortunately she has lost someone in her life, because that is how it was written. For once too, I actually really loved the rebellion in this book. I loved the heartbreaks. I do think that the teenage angst, in a sense, okay, so in a normal book, I believe this amount of teenage angst would have ruined the book. And I do wholeheartedly think that the amount of teenage angst in this book is just so overly obnoxious. But as I just mentioned, with the writing versus losing a parent, I do think the rebellion was warranted, and I do think that it was written in such a strategic way. Do I agree with everything that the daughter did? Absolutely not. But do I agree with the creativity behind it? Absolutely, because I can definitely see, like, again, whenever you lose someone that dear to you, that, I mean, her father was basically her best friend. When you lose someone that dear to you, you do lose touch with reality. You lose the ability to comprehend like the tiniest of things, because all you want to do is feel what you felt when they were here. And obviously not having that, you do everything you can to recreate that moment. And for her, that was rebelling against the mom, that was going out doing a drug, that was going out late, sneaking out, having a boy sneak it. Like, it was just like, you know, there were so many things that she could have done better, but in the moment, I do think it was warranted, because she's just trying to find who she is as a person. And when you have the mom trying to dictate her feelings and dictate her trauma, it really puts like a sour taste in her mouth. And I don't think that was ever the intention. I'm over here trying to like tell you everything, like the fucking I don't know the intentions behind these characters, but man, this book spoke to me so heavily. I really loved this book. There are 2 books so far that are my all-time favorite of this year so far. Mind you, I am working on, I think, book 35 right now, and it is only halfway through February. But Regretting You by Colleen Hoover and Ferris in the Forest by Laura Grant, those are my 2 favorite books of this year so far. So this book really spoke to me, and I do truly think that, in my personal opinion, I'm gonna make so many people mad, this book was easily like an 8 out of 10. I loved it that much. But no, I think that's all I'm gonna say right now. I'm having technical difficulties on my end, so I better run before everything happens. But yes, I really love this book. I know there's a lot of people who fucking absolutely hate this book. I think, let me see on Goodreads. Goodreads gave this book, it's a 4.10 overall with 100,000 ratings. So it has very, very good ratings. But if you've never read a Colleen Hoover book and you want to read one, I would definitely try reading this. I really, really did enjoy it. But yeah, I hope that you guys have a very wonderful day. Let me know if you love this book. Let me know if you hated this book. Let me know what Colleen Hoover book you do like, if you do hate. This is a safe space. I know, I don't care. But yes, I hope that y'all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.